We're going live again here from MJ BizCon 2021 on Podcast Row with Royal Grown Radio. We're really excited to have a new friend to me. I'm excited to meet you, Krysta. Krysta from the High Country Girls, THC Girls, for those of you who know or don't. They're doing all sorts of consultation, facilitation out of Florida, correct?
Yep.
So tell us a little more about what you do. Tell me. I'm curious.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys having me first and foremost. I really appreciate it.
So these guys just met. I just want to state for the record, we've known each other for a bunch of years.
Yeah.
We met at a convention somewhere, probably up in Oregon, I think.
CCC event.
CCC in Portland, I think, right? Yep. And we've been tight ever since. You know, obviously don't get as many opportunities to hang out. We're on two separate coasts.
Yeah.
But we definitely have always kept in touch. Feel like, you know, pretty regularly we tap in to see what each other have going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're stoked to have you. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, dope. Thank you so much for having me.
What do you do?
Man, a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats. I've been in the industry for about 14 years now. So I started really early in Denver as the legalization happened with medical and transitioned into rec. When it transitioned, I started the THC Girls. So I've built my career in the industry and then also started my own company in 2014. And just have had the pleasure to, I got recruited to go to Oregon, and that's where we met. I did a huge startup out there, 35,000 square foot greenhouse.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. We built a strong community behind the brand and did a lot of events. That's how we had met. And since then, I've just really been focusing on my consulting within CBD and THC. So really helping more so on the operations side and really solidifying the foundation of the company and enabling it to be marketable. Okay. And then build brand and community once we do that. So. In addition to that, I have a lot of cultivation background, and I use Tupper. It's one of my favorite products to grow with and stuff. So it's coincidence that we were able to meet how we did too.
That was perfect. Yeah, absolutely. That definitely helped solidify the friendship.
Yeah, it worked out well. So
that was a really cool event that we wound up doing too, because there was a guy, I can't remember his name. I really wish I did, because the work was amazing, but we did an ice sculpture with our company's logos incorporated. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It was for like the lounge or whatever. Yeah. And that was pretty dope.
Yeah. He actually did a couple of events. We actually had so for that same company, we threw a huge investor party and thanked everybody that was a part of the company. And we had a big ice sculpture bong. So
nice. I remember that.
Yeah,
awesome.
So he's done a lot of stuff. So he was a super cool guy.
Yeah, man, pretty cool talent. I mean, I remember going over because he actually had a booth at one of those events, right? And I remember going over there and seeing all the other stuff that he does. He had like a little photo album or something,
Yeah, he's creative.
And, yeah, man, that's pretty amazing shit to be working with ice. It's kind of funny because we were just talking about this last night, because there's a number of shops that just popped up in Las Vegas where the entire club or the entire bar is all ice.
Oh, okay.
It's kept at like, I want to say it's like 25 degrees. So they give you fur coats when you walk in and shit. So it's pretty,
I've been to one of those.
You have, yeah?
-5 or something.
-5, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were just talking about it.
It's on our list.
Right.
I want to drink IPA from an ice mug.
Right.
Like pure,
Eat the cup.
not like an iced glass mug, like an ice mug. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that they give you like styly fur coats too.
Yeah, a little hat.
Yeah.
Boots.
We were definitely checking out some of their photos, and everybody just looks pimp as hell doing what they're doing.
That's, to me, one of the most fun things about these events, about, MJ BizCon, the CCCs, is like meeting new friends, connecting, and making these relationships that go on and on for years. You guys met in an event, and here we are meeting in an event, and I'm sure we'll be friends for years. And that's one of the cool things about these events, is networking, building our community, and supporting each other, right? Like, so you're doing mainly like operations and stuff now, and not so much on the cultivation side, even though you've got that experience, huh?
Yeah, more so consulting on the cultivation side, and we're actually putting together a team to apply for application out in Florida right now.
Oh, great.
So once that goes on, I'll be directing the cultivation again. But right now, just a lot of consulting, really focusing on my THC Girls company. I just launched the app. So just doing a lot of things, a lot of hats.
So listeners and subscribers can actually go on to their app store with their phone and go find THC Girls app, download it. Awesome.
Yeah, THC Girls app, download it, and then you can become a vendor and like yourselves and connect with people in the industry. If you're an advocate, influencer, all the above is welcome to join as a vendor. And then we have the THC Girls, where, like I was telling you guys, if we needed to have people come bring us, work, pass out flyers, host a booth while you guys are in here, those are the kind of things that.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so in the future, I got you.
That's a cool, diverse platform to be able to provide your expertise for other companies through your own business. I think that's a really great way to kind of bridge the gap of personal consultation and, building companies.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a long time of putting together all the resources I've needed to do the project out in Oregon and to run my own company and to do all that kind of stuff. Especially as a small business owner, I've had to be really creative and really leverage my resources in my community and my network. So I just want to enable everybody to have the same capability, and by joining the platform, you can really tap into my network like that. So there's a calendar, so everybody can, post their, you could say cannabis event freely in our app. So cannabis podcasts, you could say cannabis deals are going on. The THC Girls could set travel notices and come to Vegas and say, hey, I'm an influencer, I'm available for work. So there's a lot of opportunity on the platform.
Which I think is amazing, because so many events like this, it's hard to bring everybody you need to staff like a 10 by 20 booth like we have here and keep everybody in the flow. And so a lot of companies turn to like modeling agencies because that's the staff that's accessible easily, but those people don't have the experience in our industry. A lot of them are like kind of deer in the headlights with any sort of question. And in the cultivation industry, you can't be a deer in the headlights. You've got to actually be able to provide some value and knowledge and support people. Otherwise, what's the point? So from our standpoint, I think that's just a really cool way to bring expertise that are respected and vetted to your people when you really need that support.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
What's it like being out in Florida? I know that's a different, way different world than Colorado and Oregon. I mean, you're outside of Miami, I believe, right?
Yeah. I'm right inside Miami, and it's so crazy. It's the industry is wild out there. It's so new, and coming from just very mature markets into such a immature market, and then to see how corporate they are set already is it's kind of scary. And just, there's a lot of opportunity still, but it's kind of overwhelming at first, There is a lot of, it seems a lot harder, but there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of ways to get injected into the space if you're not a multi-million-dollar player, Unfortunately, you do have to have heavy money to facilitate licenses out there, but there are options and there's ways to be creative. And the way that the industry is moving, people and brands are necessities to those kind of people to leverage yourself and to build those relationships. Once you can continue to do that, you're gold.
Yeah, that's the downside of some of these new markets. Once they've seen what's happened out here on the West Coast with states like Las Vegas, to be a great example, where there is, granted, there's nothing like Las Vegas. The tourist industry here is definitely going to boom the cannabis market like no other. I mean, we were over here at Planet 13 on Monday.
Ginormous.
Oh my God, watching the people in and out, I mean, it's insane. And they say that's pretty much 24/7, right? So you see the amount of money that's there. Obviously, that is going to, create that window for people of power and money on the East Coast as these new states that they have zero infrastructure, any kind of market, from the past. On the West Coast, cannabis has already been there. Places like Virginia, we were just talking about, that recently just went legal. That's brand new. So that there's people just jockeying for those prime positions to clean up. They're going to make it as corporate probably as possible. There's definitely going to be some people of power getting in, whether back door or front door. Making sure they're part of the game as well.
Of course.
From those inside seats,
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear what you're saying about finding ways for the little guy to get in Florida, because we were just talking with the guys from Cutting Edge Solutions a few minutes ago about how difficult it is, unless you've been a grower for 30 years with a greenhouse license and this and that, to get the licensing. So there's a lot of barriers to entry, but yet in Florida, especially Southern Florida, there's a notoriously large cultivation community that's been there for a really long time. Like there's been a lot of cannabis cultivation, a lot in the, the Cuban culture, a lot in those communities of people growing really, really top quality cannabis for 30, 40 years down there.
Right.
But a lot of those folks don't have a way to enter the system effectively. So that I'm interested in what you were saying there, that there's avenues for those people, because if they can't get licenses, I guess they can go and work for some of these bigger companies, but yeah, how do they leverage those skills effectively?
Yeah, just depending on the skill set. Right now the Diversity Act, we're seeking people like that.
Yeah.
Those people are prime collaborations and partnerships for us. They help us qualify higher on the license in the application.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so a lot of turnkey operations are golden for us. So if you know any of those people, send them my way.
We'll have to have a conversation about that.
But yeah, so I mean, just how they structured the application, Sanja, me and Sanja, we have tons of experience, and she has a huge background in more of like the tech, packaging, a lot of marketing, dispensary knowledge. They are absorbing our knowledge and having us apply on the application with them.
Yep.
So they're utilizing me for cultivation, background, all that kind of stuff too. So
she has her own show now too, right?
Yeah, she has a Sanja Ganja show. Yeah, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, as far as finding that for our listeners, right, on Instagram, Sanja Ganja show.
Yeah, it's Sanja Ganja show. She has it on YouTube, WeTube, and she's also coming out with a new podcast with Unified Cannabis Corp, a team that we work with as well. And they'll be launching that here in the next couple of months, I think.
Sweet, right on. Hear that, everybody? Go follow all of those.
Yeah, you can find all of that stuff on the THC Grows page.
Sweet. Yep, that's always nice too, man. Just have it all into one. That's smart.
One central location to bridge out. Yeah.
So makes it easy.
I like it. So what do you got planned for the week here? What do you think? And I know that's like a crazy question because there's so many things to get into.
Shoot, I've actually been here since Monday night.
We got here Monday morning. I think we beat you.
You beat me. I feel bad for you.
We walked. I looked at my phone. We walked like 11 miles on Monday.
Oh my God.
Day 0. Damn, that's no wonder why my feet hurt.
Yeah, shoot. I said the same thing. I just wanted to go to bed last night. I was like, oh my God, we've been walking around, going to all the events already. Yep. We went to Crohn's charity event last night. That was super cool. My boy Will at 420 Foundation, Miami Normal, put us onto that event.
Sweet.
So yeah, I was able to take the team the Florida team there, show them a bit more of the industry, make some really good connections, So that was exciting. We have a couple meetings today, set with people here at the vendor booths and stuff. And then, tomorrow night we're going to the Zodiac event. We'll be popping by there. You guys going there?
Zodiac, man, we have no idea.
No.
Honestly, we've been so buried with trying to figure out this and then our Royal Gold booth.
Yeah.
The after party thing, we went to an impromptu one at the top of the Planet Hollywood last night, and we felt like that was a major win because we literally came in here like work, and we're like, oh yeah, we're supposed to go find some after parties and have some fun here. You let us know, man. You keep those invites flowing.
Yep, I will for sure.
So
yeah, that's the opportunity to connect with all our old friends and new, and kick our feet off. Kick our shoes off a little bit, so to speak.
Right.
Afterwards, we're all working so hard. Those after parties are kind of like the event for us.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, the networking that happens at a lot of the after parties is always the money. It's always the bread and butter.
It really is. It's a bit overwhelming here, and people are really seeking out new relationships. So when we meet at a suite or we go to an event off-site, you're really there with maybe 30 or so people, if that, and you can really sit down and give somebody your full attention. I mean, you can't really beat that.
It's not as intimidating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
these trade show floors, I mean, they're so massive that, I understand why they have an app that allows you to plan your week.
Right.
It's brilliant, really, because if you are trying to schedule in the things that you feel you need for your business plan, you really should plan it out. Because you will walk in there and go, holy shit, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So that's smart.
Yeah.
What's the MJ Biz Daily app? Is that what it is?
Yeah, MJ Biz Daily.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that they've got such a cohesive platform from bottom to top, and they're building on it in a big way.
10 years this year. So I mean, that's crazy, you know.
We were talking about how it was at the Rio. Did you ever go to the ones when they were at the Rio Hotel?
I didn't go to those ones.
Those are pretty cool because they were really very inclusive, right? When you do a hotel style, everyone's basically staying there, especially since it is off strip. You know, you branched out and went to the Palms across the street.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much isolated to that little nook.
It was so contained.
It was contained. The bar, the gambling tables, the elevator, everywhere you went, you were definitely networking. You know, so there was definitely a pretty sweet way to emerge this thing, and there's no wonder why it exploded the way it is now. I think, you know, I don't know what the numbers are expected for this year. It's kind of hard to say with COVID and everything, but what up?
Yeah, but it's been steady traffic flow. You look out here and it is just a line of people flowing in the door and flowing in the doors behind us over here. And that first event at the Rio that we went to, we just were going up and down in the elevator and being like, oh my God, we don't even need to go into the venue.
We can
just ride the elevator up and down.
Here's your elevator pitch.
Just stand there with a stack of business cards.
That first one we just walked. The second one, I think, first one I walked alone, and the second one we walked together, and I was like, somebody else has got to come see this. I think we need to be at a booth here. This is crazy. And it was just such a fishbowl. Like everywhere you went, you were running into great people, influencers, people you knew from the industry, and new friends again. And, you know, we were, again, making sales in the elevator over and over and over. We're like, even if all we do is ride up and down in this elevator all day,
money,
we're successful. This is worth doing. And it's evolved so far from that to what you see today.
Yeah, there's definitely an aspect, like we talk about it quite often, you know, being from Humboldt or the Emerald Triangle, or, you know, from an industry based out of the shadows, you know, doing expo life is it's a jump and a leap of faith, and you know, it's not easy for most people coming from there that have the PTSD of the old days, you know. So I think that was definitely for us. We were like, shit, we need to go back home and like tell people like, yo, dude, if you want to like be in this tomorrow, this is something you need to get to. At least walk it and see what's going on out there. You know, you can be an amazing farmer and have this amazing farm property that you live on and love and take care of and nurture your plants and do everything perfectly. But tomorrow's world is going to be a little different when it comes to cannabis, man. And knowing what's out there it's critical.
Super important. Super important. It changes so quick.
Totally. And I feel bad. It's understandable for those people that, you know, are struggling to make that you know, future step into the next world of cannabis, you know. I get it. Especially, you know, we live in such a rural area, you know, you got to try to like convince people to even just sign up for an email. You know what I mean? I'm not even kidding.
I mean,
So do you encourage your clients that you're consulting with to come out and like get their feet wet in an event like this or something smaller to like kind of gain some perspective?
Definitely. I actually have a couple clients here checking it out. I was just walking one of my hemp clients in South Florida around, letting them know, you know, where to go and who to talk to and what the game plan and goal is, you know, and making sure that they're focused on that and not overwhelmed and just getting all this information and coming back to me with a whole bunch of random ideas, throwing us off our plans, you know, so.
See, we could have used you at our first, you know, Rio experiences because we were stuck in the elevator riding up and down like idiots when we could have had a plan like, oh, you guys should go talk to these 5 people. They're going to help elevate your business the most effectively. This is a good use of your time if you're here. That's something I'd never really thought of, having like a coach for on the floor here. That's so valuable.
I told Michael that the way to go is just to go to the after parties, and it's just because I love parties and I wanted to go to all of them. So
I like his strategy.
Hey, a lot of people actually just come to the, you know, more OGs in the game. You know, they don't care about all these people are reaching out to them. You know,
exactly.
So they're like, you know, I'm gonna go and get a suite off site and have people who come to me. You know, so
Now we've seen that for years.
It's a good strategy.
They just get a nice suite over at the Cosmo. And they're like, we've left twice since we've been here 2 weeks ago.
I'm excited to go over and check out the Agnetics lighting party tomorrow over at the Cosmo. Actually, they sent us an invite. They're a up and coming LED brand with top level engineering and technology. So they're intriguing to me among all the other LED manufacturers as well. I'm just really kind of titillated by the shift to sustainability and better conservation.
It's nice, actually. It's really interesting to see everybody actually dedicated to that more recently, you know. So it definitely wasn't like that in the beginning.
No,
You know?
LED is the way for sure. You know, they've come a long way, and the technology's there, and it's working. It's working across the board.
Yeah, it took some time to get there, but LEDs are definitely, at first, you know, because I do the cultivation and then I kind of step away into another project and then I come back to it. So I myself have to keep up with everything. Yep. So when people are like, LEDs are the way, I was like, I don't know, I have to see this for myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because back in the day it wasn't the case.
Absolutely, and every year
way.
that has literally, it's gone leaps and bounds. Every year they've made so much progress where now I can safely say that there is many brands out there putting out a really good, high quality product.
Yeah.
It was the last official MJ BizCon on the ground that I felt like the chatter changed.
Yeah.
It was like, even 4 years ago here, people are like, LEDs, psh, it's never going to get there. They're not even close. It's been promised for years. We think we're going to be there, but they're not there. And then the last effective MJ BizCon, people are like, no, we're hitting numbers, we're hitting terpenes, we're hitting THC, we're hitting proper heat sink and proper control of environment with the lamp. And
that works.
Those were the missing pieces, right? Of trying to find ways to actually balance the heat load and the UV and all of that through the LED diodes. Because we're all so used to that traditional, you know, single-ended HPS lighting was the way for everyone, and we were, you know, there's so much heat generated by those ballasts and lights, and moving to LEDs, people are like, oh, now I need to put heat in my room.
Especially in Colorado, and you know, it's almost too cold.
Especially in the root zone, right?
You're like I needed that heat. I needed that heat back.
Right,
Well, that was something that's really fascinating about those Agnetics lights. Aren't they're water cooled or whatever? Aren't they? They're
water cooled. I'm hoping to get one of those guys over here to tell us more about it, probably tomorrow or the next day. But you know,
you can transfer the water from the lighting underneath your beds, basically, right? Isn't that how it kind of breaks down? It's pretty sweet.
Sure. It's piped out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use it to heat the building. You can use it to heat, you know, your grow. There's a lot of different ways you can utilize that energy that you're carrying away from the lamp.
Nice.
Totally. Yeah. The guy who's working with the company, I think he's the West Coast sales manager or product rep. He's a great grower out of San Francisco. He's got the butter brand.
Oh, nice.
He's just a great grower. So when a great grower like him gets behind a product and is like, man, this is what I'm using and I'm crushing, like it's easy to be like, all right, let's check this shit out. Let's see what you got, you know?
And you see like the Next Light guys, they're out there all over and people are having great success with their lights. You know, Hydro Farms lighting has come leaps and bounds, and people are loving those photobios. I'm
actually running those, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
So, and that's a little more traditional LED to me than, you know, say the Agnetics and some of those kind of new emerging brands, but it's more just a traditional format for the LED lighting.
Yeah, I know in California, 2023, I think they say is pretty much everyone on the white market's got to be on LED. I don't know how that's trickling out to other states and stuff, but yeah.
I see about half and half. I see a lot of people going, but you know, it just really depends too, and greenhouse, indoor, you know, what kind of facility. So
yeah,
exactly.
100%.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to wrap this up. What time you got?
It's about 11:30, so we got about 10-15 more minutes here, and then we're gonna wrap up and tear this thing down and do it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're over here from 2 to 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks so much for joining us, Krysta.
Appreciate you guys.
Really been an eye-opening experience to me, to some of the new avenues that consultation is more effective than I really could have imagined for people entering the industry. It's not just, oh, this is how you should grow. It's like, this is how you should enter the industry in an effective way. So I'm really interested to see the success of your clients moving forward and see where this road takes you.
Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming over.
Thank you guys. Cool.
Go team.
All right.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.